הניסים ועל הברכן ועל הגבורות ועל התשועות ועל הנפלאות, על הניסים ועל הברכן ועל הגבורות ועל התשועות ועל הנפלאות שעשית לאבותינו בימים ההם בזמן הזה, בזמן הזה שעשית לאבותינו בימים ההם בזמן הזה.
Welcome to Jewish Life, a program presented in cooperation with the Jewish Community Relations Council of New York. I'm your host, Stewart Ain. Every week we present programs of particular interest to the Jewish community. Today we're going to be speaking about TERRI'S Angels. And joining us, Terry Ackerman, Lisa Smith, Yael Levy, and Brandy Levine all are putting together packages for the troops in Israel, all since the October 7th attack by Hamas. Welcome, all of you. Thank you so much. Terry, why don't you tell us what are Terry's Angels, or who are they? They're behind you.
Thank you for inviting us. These are just
Sure.
a few of Terry's Angels. We have a whole crew, a whole team of volunteers that every week pack donations for the soldiers into duffel bags, and then we send them to my cousin Yael here, who lives in Israel, and she's on the Israeli end. She takes orders, she takes request lists from commanders all over Israel, and when they tell her what they need or what they would like, she tells it to me, and I update our Amazon list, a gift list for soldiers, and then with the help of social media, people from all over the country and some from out of the country will purchase a gift for a soldier, and then they write a gift message, who it's from, and they write encouraging words, and then we have the gifts coming directly to the Suffolk Y Jewish Community Center in Comac, Long Island. And when the gifts come, when we have a lot of gifts, then we have our crew of volunteers come to the JCC, and help pack the duffel bags. And then I go to JFK Airport to send the duffel bags with passengers who volunteer to take the duffel bags with them to Israel. So El Al currently has a special fee of only $50 for the donation bags instead of the regular $100 or more fee. So we send the bags, however many bags we have, we send them with the passengers, and then they can just leave them on the carousel. And somebody from El Al calls Yael to say, your bags are here. And then she or somebody on her team of volunteers goes to the airport to pick up the bags. And then
how many do you send at a time?
At the beginning, when I first started, I sent one at a time. And Yael was amazed that, wow, a bag actually got to her. And then I started sending 2 and 3 and 5. And once I started doing a lot, I partnered, the Suffolk Y JCC asked to partner with me. So now as a nonprofit status, so now El Al permits us to send however many we want to send. So the most I've sent when I wasn't accompanying the bags, the most I've sent was 9 at a time, 9 duffel bags that are allowed to be 34 kilo, which is roughly 70 pounds.
Every week.
Right, every week. So far we've sent 154 bags to Israel.
That's at the beginning of June. By June.
No, from October 7th.
To about June 1st.
Correct,
now,
until
today. Right. Okay,
correct.
Good.
Right, today.
Right.
So we send the bags. And when I went on a mission to Israel, and when I went and brought the bags, so then I brought 16 bags. Because then I got extra donations, because when I posted that I was going to be hand delivering supplies to the soldiers, so I got a lot of extra donations that week.
So Yael, okay, you live where? Near the airport?
No, far from the airport. I live outside of Jerusalem. It's called Kochav Yaakov. It's a nice community, a big community in Binyamin region. It's we're around like an hour from the airport. So when
Okay.
I get a phone call from Sharon from El Al that I have duffel bags waiting for me on the carousel, I ask them to please take them off, hide them somewhere, and then I come and I pick him up.
Oh,
And I
so
usually have to,
LL will come and take them off for you? Somebody will?
yes, a certain
Oh, good.
guy that we have good connections with. He'll take him off, put him aside until I come.
That's
And
great. That's great.
he's able to identify our bags because all of our bags have a large Y on them for Yael out of duct tape, bright colored duct tape, which was my husband Joel's suggestion. And you can see he has a big Y on the duffel bag. So
Right.
so among all the duffel bags that are taken off the carousel, Sharon is able to identify Yael's, so he puts them all together. But
What
Yael
if you-
already knows when they're there because I have an air tag in each bag. So even if it doesn't get on the flight with the passenger, which sometimes
Right.
it doesn't, because if they're too full, they can put it on the next flight. But the air tags will let me know when they've arrived at Ben Gurion, or even when they're in the air. So she has 10 hours notice that they're going to be arriving.
So had you thought of getting a she route to go up there and pick it up for you?
Well, it's sometimes it's my sons that have a big car, but since
Okay.
I have 3 sons in the army, 2 in Gaza, so they're not around lately.
Yes,
So
sure.
I have to find a neighbor, a friend, a volunteer, a taxi driver with a big taxi. We find other people that are part of the Israeli Terry's Angels, and they come and help and pick up the bags.
And the bags, now, how many pounds is that? You mentioned the kilos. How many pounds?
70 pounds. They're
70
usually
pounds.
the bags, usually between 50 and 60 is what the bags that we have can fit. Because
Now
we
you
do
have some
want people
things,
to be able to lift them.
right? You have some things behind you. Is that going in the bag?
Yeah.
Yes. So behind here, these are the latest donations. Now we had a packing event just last night in Long Beach at Temple Emmanuel in Long Beach. So a lot of donations got sent in those bags or are ready to be sent. And then a week ago, we had an event in at Shelter Rock Jewish Center. So they packed
Right.
3 bags. So
That's
these
it,
are,
Manhasset. Right.
yes.
So tell me, what are these things? What is that?
So this, you want to get the black one also? So this is a bag that I designed because before Purim, I wanted somebody had asked me, somebody from my synagogue at East Northport Jewish Center had asked if she can send mishloach manot to soldiers. And she was going to send a couple in the duffel bags. And I said,
Mishloach manot are candies for Purim.
right, the gifts for
Right.
Purim, shalach
Yes,
manot,
right,
right.
Right.
So she said, oh, can I send some? She was going to send in a little bag. And I said, that's a great idea. Why don't we make a bag and send them to soldiers? So instead of sending 5 or 6 bags for Purim, we sent 600 bags for Purim to soldiers. So I created these bags. Yael and I came up with the design together. It says, together we stand, Am Yisrael Chai. And these are crossbody bags. And before Purim, when I went on my mission, I had brought the bags came in early, and I brought 100 of them to Israel and gave them out. It was too early. It was a month before Purim. So I gave them out just as care bags to a unit that we visited. And then we sent 600 of them to Israel for Purim that Yael went all over all different bases delivering them. So what we do now is we have packing sessions instead of just coming to Comac, because some people can't come to Comac. So we've been doing kind of like an outreach where synagogues and organizations, BBYO, and lots of synagogues have asked if we could come and do a presentation and then help pack. Because the people who have been packing have been thanking me for giving them the opportunity to help so that they don't feel so helpless after October 7th. So they pack, so in the care bags, so they pack usually T-shirts and socks and these, multi-tools that they call Leatherman that all the soldiers like. And one of the most important things are inside, they write personalized letters. They put in here, they write letters to the soldiers that the soldiers really, really like. And Yael can tell you about that.
And sometimes they will call or send a letter back or write an email to the soldiers if they left their email saying thank you for the packages that they got.
Oh, the soldiers sending it back to the
Yes.
to the people, right? Sure. And
Or video. The video is the most important. I think the way that I've gotten so many donations, because our basic Amazon list that is over 2,600 gifts that have already been purchased for soldiers. 2,600. I remember being excited when the first week or two, it went from 61 gifts to 87 gifts. And I was so excited. 87 gifts. And I spoke in my synagogue, 87 gifts we're sending to soldiers. I was so excited. And now we're up to 2,600, probably 86. And
Wow.
that's only on one list. Every time we go to another organization to present a program, we set up our own a separate list for them. And then their congregation or organization and friends and family, they send gifts and they promote it and they send gifts. So for example, when Lisa did a program last week at Shelter Rock Jewish Center that would combine with Temple Beth Shalom of Roslyn and Sid Jacobson Y and the community in general, they had, I think it was 300, how many gifts? I think it was like 351 gifts that had been sent to Shelter Rock, to their gift list. When we did a program at Gerwin Assisted Living, we had gifts specifically for a Gerwin list. When we did it at BBYO, then we had it specifically for BBYO. And then when they promote it, it says their name in the list. So their friends and family then say, oh, I want to help BBYO. And then they order gifts. And what I've been finding is people are so generous. Last night, we were in Long Beach at Temple Emmanuel, and we raised over almost $1,800 just, for Soldiers for Israel. And people, they want to help.
Terry touched on the fact that when we go to places like other temples, we sort of take our show on the road kind of thing. But people, in addition to opening the Amazon packages and packing the duffel bags, they spend time handwriting thank you notes for the soldiers. And the soldiers, and Yael could tell you how appreciative they are to get the actual thank you notes. It really touches their hearts.
Like, thank you for your
Right.
service. Right.
Right.
well, actually, they've made some videos, I'm told, that to thank the people who've been donating. The soldiers themselves have been making videos. Is that right?
Well, the people who are packing are thanking the soldiers for their service. They're thanking the soldiers for protecting Israel and for protecting the world. So they're thanking the soldiers. And then when the soldiers receive the gifts, they're thanking us. So it's really a connection, a two-way street. We feel more connected to them. They feel more connected to us.
Right. Can we see some of their responses? They made some videos. Let's
Yes,
take a
we
look,
have
okay?
we have some videos.
Okay, great. Let's take a look.
טרי, תודה רבה לך על החטיפים ועל הסוואטשרים. תודה רבה. חיממת לנו את הלב ואת הבטן. טרי, תודה רבה לך על החטיפים ועל הסוואטשרים. תודה רבה. חיממת לנו את הלב ואת הבטן. Thank you very much, Terry, for the lettermans. You're the best. We appreciate it. From Shaba 162. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much, Terry, for the lettermans. You're the best. We appreciate it. From Shaba 162. Thank you very much. Thank you.
So my mom has been knitting for many, many, many years, and she's 89. And normally she knits hats for babies that are born, but she started after October 7th. She started knitting hats for soldiers. And the soldiers, I'm told, Yael, the soldiers love the hats. And she has friends who also, she has a group of friends, she calls it the Knit and Nosh Club, and they knit and they nosh and they knit hats for soldiers. And then they put notes in the bag with the soldiers, with the hats. They put the notes in the bags with the hats. And other people also, some members of my synagogue and members of Suffolk YJCC. People are knitting hats for soldiers. So, and then we
What do
have.
they look like? Do we have a
No,
hat there?
I'll show, yes, I will show you. I will show
Okay.
you some videos, a few videos of soldiers that are thanking my mom, Ellie, and her friends and other people for the hats.
For the hats. Okay, let's take a look.
Hey Terry and whoever donated these great stuff for us.
Thank you so much.
It came in just in time. Thank you.
Thank you. Haydi Mabuta!
Hey Terry and whoever donated these great stuff for us.
Thank you so much.
It came in just in time. Thank you.
Thank you. Haydi Mabuta!
Thank you, Terry, for all the presents and donations. Am Yisrael Chai.
Am Yisrael Chai.
Thank you, Terry, for all the presents and donations. Am Yisrael Chai.
Am Yisrael Chai.
That's great.
Right. So the videos,
Sure.
all the videos,
Yes.
we have so many personal videos that are from soldiers to specific people. A lot are to me and to Yael, but also a lot of people send the gifts with the gift messages, and the soldiers get it. And then the soldiers, some of them are holding the gift in their hand, reading the message and thanking the person, which is the reason I believe so many people keep on donating, not just one time. We have many donors that every few weeks, every month, every time I have a new challenge, let's see how many medic bags we can get. Let's see how many flashlights and headlamps. So people keep donating, and then they're sharing so we can get even more people. Right. So the latest one. So we've
Let's see.
been, right. So one of Terry's Angels, one of our volunteers went on a mission to Israel, and her tour guide went back into the army, into Miluim, and he contacted her and said that they would really like to have 25 hearing protectors so that
Oh,
protect their hearing. So they don't go deaf, and they're kind of expensive. They're $95 each. So she asked if we can help get his unit these 25 hearing protectors. All right. Good idea. Yep. So here, right. So we added these to the list, the Amazon list, and in just a few days, we got 25 hearing protectors. Then Yael, yep.
Yeah. The Amazon list, one of the secrets of it is it's very flexible. So if we see that, we're needed more tents or sleeping bags or flashlights, so we add that, Terry adds it to the list and saying that that's, the most urgent thing. And if something is less needed, or like winter socks, so we take it off the list. So it's a very flexible list. It's not, what you saw 7 months ago is not what you see today.
What we saw last week is not what we see
Yes.
today necessarily.
Yes.
right. And now, there are a lot of women in the military too. What do
Yes.
they get?
Everything that the men get, they get. They get deodorant for women. They get hats. They get everything that men get. The tools, the multi-tools are the main thing that like everyone wants, and very, very useful. Also the medics, also the urgent committees on the different yeshuvim. Everyone wants the multi-tools.
So let's take a look. What do you got back there? Oh, that's a multi-tool. I see.
Yeah, we call them Lettermans. They're supposed to be better than the Lettermans.
Yeah.
And they saved a lot of lives, If it's someone that was in an accident in the army and they had to cut the seatbelt,
Yes.
if it's cutting the gates to get out or to get in, it's very useful, very, very useful.
Right.
It's not that expensive, and they're great.
I think I've heard they're used to
Yeah.
clean the guns also.
Yes, they clean guns with them.
Right. And Lisa and Brandy are holding, what do you
We have
guys got
medical
back?
supplies back
Yeah, you
there.
want to talk about the
Oh, medical supplies.
Okay.
So we have, quick clotting and
Tourniquets, lots of tourniquets.
And there's some of the letters that people write, put it right on the front.
Right.
Wow.
we-
So we used to send full duffel bags of medical supplies, but now Customs doesn't allow us to send full bags of medical supplies. So when we find passengers who can take a carry-on bag, so we take a carry-on bag. So, and filled with medical supplies.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. So, yeah, so this is, this is not going to end soon because the war, unfortunately, is going to continue in Israel. And Yael, they contact you. Who contacts you and says what they need? How does that work?
Okay, so it started off from Terry's Facebook that people all over the country, all over the world see, and they say, you know, I have a niece in the army, I have a son in the army, a lone soldier that, you know, by himself, can you send? And then it just, this war, we've been having not 40,000 soldiers like we usually had in all wars. There's 400,000 soldiers, and my phone would not stop 24 hours, except for Shabbat that I'd close it. I'd get phone calls at 2 in the morning, 4 in the morning, like all day, all night. So what I did is I stopped taking calls from just every soldier, and I'd ask them to please be in contact with their commander. There's something called a RASAP. The RASAP is the one that's in charge of the logistics of that unit. So that's also hard enough because there's hundreds of RASAPim, but it's not 400,000 soldiers.
Right.
Just a few hundred that call me, send in their wish list. I connect them to the Amazon list. And I'll, you know, say, pick the things that you need, give me the quantities that you need. And if there's something that's not on the list that you really, really need, like lately it was tents and sleeping bags that we didn't have on the list. So we added it. And now, you know, people are getting tents and sleeping bags. Like I said, it's a flexible list. Now, one of my issues is not just getting the list to Terry, but after I get to the airport, it's bringing the stuff to the different units. So some units I need special permission to get into the units if it's down south or up north. Some places I have to ask them to come pick it up at some place in Jerusalem or Tel Aviv because there's no way to get there. But today I could get into a lot of units, a lot of places that other people don't get. Or I find soldiers in different units and say, if you're up in the Golan, you know, meet me in Tiberias and I'll, you know, send you the packages. We have also a lot of volunteers from different units that come and they pick up stuff in different places and bring it personally. But they have to know that there's one condition that they have to do, and that's sending us either pictures or videos showing that the soldiers really got the stuff.
Right. Is the IDF helping? Is the IDF help or not really?
No comment.
Okay. So you guys are on your own, pretty much.
Yes, we're on our own.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
So at the beginning, it was only basically my friends and family that were donating because I'm not an organization, I'm not a nonprofit. So people were just doing it. I said, you know, I would say, oh, I'm sending some protein bars. Would you like to send some too? And people did. Then they would tell friends and friends of friends and friends of friends of friends. And before we knew it, I raised over $10,000 to send protein bars and fleece jackets and hand warmers. That's when I started the Amazon list. And the people seeing the soldiers mentioning my name, mentioning their names, and showing the items like the Kirkland brand Costco protein bars that aren't available in Israel, they would hold those protein bars and say,
Parav and kosher.
Right. So then, for Nugo Nutrition donated a lot of protein bars. David Levine from Nugo Nutrition donated protein bars.
Wow.
And the people would see that they're really getting to them, that it's great to donate to large organizations, but when you donate to us, then they see it's like a grassroots kind of organization.
But now you are affiliated with a Suffolk Y, so you are nonprofit now, correct?
Right. So Terry's Angels, I'll explain in a little bit how we got that name, how we decided on the name. That's not a nonprofit. That's just kind of our nickname. But now we are affiliated with the Suffolk Y JCC, so people can give a donation to the Suffolk Y, and it's tax deductible. They can call up the Y and in Comac, and they can give a credit card and say they want to give a donation. So all donations for Israel that go to the Y, the Suffolk Y JCC, are now for the duffel bag program, for our duffel bags to Israel.
And now we have our own Facebook page as well, also.
Yes.
Terry's Angels, duffel bags for Israel. So you can find us easily on Facebook, and it's set up well so people can see where our events are and
Right.
how to make donations through the wish lists for Amazon. So it's very easy to do.
Okay, it's important to say that it started off when I had my 3 sons drafted into the Army, and they were missing a lot of the stuff because basic stuff, basic equipment was not, enough for 400,000 soldiers. I have 2 sons that are in Gaza for the last 7 months out of the 3, 2 out of the 3. And then they started having friends calling from the Air Force, from the Navy, from Golani, from any and every unit. So it's not, personal. It's very not personal now. It's like the whole Army is asking for stuff from Terry's donation.
And as Yael told us, just because she's there in Israel, she told us that the work we're doing is literally life-saving, in the sense that normally, the IDF has maybe 40,000 soldiers, but now because of October 7th and all the volunteers and all, calling up soldiers, there's more like 400,000, and they cannot supply them on their own. So our supplies offer the things that are necessary for them to be successful and warm and, everything that it takes
To get the mission done.
Right, and we have a team of 87 volunteers on my WhatsApp group for volunteers. We have 87. They don't all come at one time, but they come to different events. And we need to send the items through customs, so we need to let them know exactly what's in the bags and the quantities. So Brandy is in charge. That's her department. She can tell you about how she sends the items for customs.
We have a list and we have to count each item that goes into the bag. We have to be very specific so it can go through customs. So we've gotten it down, and it's constantly changing depending on when it needs to be sent each time we're sending a bag, because that's definitely changing.
Right.
Well, that's great. So if you want to help out, just contact the Suffolk Y, say it's for Terry's Angels, and make a contribution, and you can even say, please send me a video, I guess.
Right. Well, on Terry's Angels, if somebody joins our Facebook group of Terry's Angels, there are a lot of videos of the soldiers. And if we have time, would you like to see a few more? Do we have any time?
I think we've run out of time, but
okay, so then
listen,
they can see it on.
See them on the Facebook page.
Yes.
Terry's Angels, that's the Facebook page, right?
Yes, Terry's Angels, Terry with an I, TERRI, Terry's Angels.
Duffel bags for Israel.
Right.
Duffel bags for Israel. Great. Well, thank you so much. We've been speaking with Terry Ackerman, Lisa Smith, Yael Levy, and Brandy Levine, Terry's Angels here on Long Island.
Thank you for inviting us.
Thank you
very much. Toda rabah.
Thank you. This is Jewish Life. My name is Stewart Ain. Until next week, have a good one.
Am
Thank you.
Yisrael Chai.
Am Yisrael Chai.
There you go.